Good evening and welcome everybody to another edition of the Music and Mixing Show. I'm DJ Michael Joseph, your host. This show was created for the mix DJ, but over the years it has kind of morphed into something more. It has morphed into shows about software, and mainly it has been this past year a show about virtual DJ software. And this show is no different, but what I am going to do is we're going to talk tonight about wish lists, what we wish our DJ software had. And I have some other stuff that people posted about wishes that they had. I think somewhere I have the virtual wish list up. If not, I'll grab it now. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But if you have ever watched the show, we usually take a couple of minutes at the top of the hour and say hello to everybody who's joining in tonight. So hello, Fly Robin, John Colley, what's going on? Mario Rosario, what's going on? Mikey Mike, and that's all I see so far. Keep your questions up and ready if you have questions or wish lists, because I am going to want to talk to everybody about their wish, what they wish for. And I have one of mine. And then we're going to talk about a little bit of past, present, and future of the way things have been drifting. And we're going to see if we can predict a little bit. We're going to do a little prognosticating. If I even said that word right, that's probably something else. But definitely, if you are in the chat tonight, say hello. Pardon me. And I will give you a shout out if you're from somewhere far off from where I'm at. John Jazz, what's going on? We'll definitely shout out where you're from. Fernando, I'm not even going to try to say that. What's up, Fernando? I am horrible with names, so I apologize 10,000 times in advance. I think this is going to be a good show tonight. I think we're going to have some lively conversation because this is a topic that people are very opinionated on, and their opinions can be quite diverse and still be right. So there isn't a right or wrong with this. And I think in this past year of the way things have gone when it comes to shortages on products, physical products, this is the time of the software to shine. And we really haven't even gotten a lot of that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of that too. I'm going to make sure everybody's tuned in and saying hello there. If I'm missing anybody, if you guys have any ideas for shows too for the future, things you want, shout them out. All kinds of fun stuff like that. If you also know, I do a Monday night show with John and Dan. And this upcoming Monday, next Monday, a week from 2 days ago, the 19th, they're going to be doing their monthly seminar. And this one's going to be talking about song choices and different things like that. And I am going to be closing out the night doing a little seminar on different ways to drop it on the one. We're going to be talking about basic mixing things, but I want to present it in a way that even if you can mix and do all that kind of stuff, I want to kind of present it in a way to maybe think differently about the songs that you choose, because the whole night is about songs. So anybody else want to shout out before we get started here? Making sure I'm sounding good to everybody. Everything's good. I think on my end it's looking good tonight. Everything's green on the production. All that kind of stuff. Go back to my wish list over here. All right, so Matt's from Youngstown, right across the border. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. One of the things that I think like I said, we need to look at before we start this, and like I said, I want you tonight to have your wishes ready because we're going to talk about them. I'm watching the chat. We're on about 8 places tonight. I don't know how many. I think maybe 5 now. I don't know. 5. That's way down from where we were before. I don't know why we're kind of bottlenecking our broadcasts. But with the shortage of all the DJ equipment, I expected there to be more updates on the software. I just thought it was a time for software to shine. And I'm not saying there hasn't been any updates. I just expected it to explode. I really expected software to go, we don't need that stinking hardware. We can do this all within the software. But it hasn't exactly been that. normally, the reason I kind of had this show here is normally around this time of year, September-ish, give or take, is when we get the next Virtual DJ's release. It was in 2019, September 20th, we got Virtual DJ 2020. And I was blessed to be chosen to do the debut video for that. And still to this day, I just feel special that they asked me to do that. I had it like 2 weeks prior to doing the video release. My video was the first video released, and everything went off of that. We got 2021 a year later, and that was, I think, was an early release because at that time, Algorithm released their ability to do stems, and Virtual had that in the works. Virtual has a lot of stuff in the works. Serato has a lot of stuff in the works. And releasing the stuff at the right time is what this game is about to be noticed. They knew that they were able to do stems. You were able to do stems before because Virtual DJ allows you to drag and drop any VST. So all you had to do was get a 64-bit VST for stems, drag it in Virtual DJ, and it worked. But what they did is they implemented the ability to pull each one of those out with the knobs and stuff. So they pre-mapped it and gave special sectioning for that within the software. And that was the release. And then they did another little update later on, which was called Virtual DJ 2021 Summer Edition. And that's what we're running right now. It's actually called Virtual DJ 2021 B7131. And that is the PC version. There's also the Mac version. But it's a year ago, we kind of had this summer edition come out, and they've not done much with it. And this time of year is about the time when they do the little updates and throw stuff at us. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is wishes that I wish will be coming. And it doesn't have to be Virtual DJ. If you use another software and you have a wish for that software, I want you to shout it out in the chat, and we can talk about that. Because, like I said, with all the shortage on software, like I've been looking for a new cart, pardon me, and even just the carts, the rock and roller carts, are all on back order. So there's a lot of stuff in our world right now that's just not there. And I just thought, let's shine some light on different software. So no matter what software you use, let's talk about what you wish it did or had or functioned or something like that. And we're going to talk about that. Now, the first thing I want to mention here, I'm going to pull my list over a little bit closer. Little bit closer. That's an old song I was about to sing and get busted for copyright. Come on, stretch. One of the things I think is important to point out is that not everybody does the updates kind of like I do, because I do updates fast. And with my studio computer, the one I'm using tonight, it gets all the early access updates for Virtual DJ. And my DJ computer gets all the standard access. And I know some people, they will get their machine and the software running well and they won't ever touch it. I've never had a problem updating both. So both my computer and my software are updated when they need to be updated. Now, if the update comes on like a Thursday, I'm not going to update before that weekend. But I will update the next week and then test it in the studio and then take it out. I've never had a problem. Virtual is solid. In everything that I do, I've never had a problem. I've been using it now for, 14 years? 15 years, something like that. So I don't really have a problem, but there are some people that don't do the updates. I know people that are still out there using Virtual 7 or Virtual 8 or 18 or then 2020, but not the 2021 Summer Edition. So there's a lot of stuff I think you're missing in not updating, but we're talking more or less what is out there right now or what you wish would come, because somebody in another chat was mentioning, I wish it did this, and Virtual did do that. They just hadn't updated to it yet. So sometimes you have to look at things like that. With also not doing the updating, you're missing some of the online features, which I absolutely love. And we're going to talk a little bit about one of those tonight that someone asked a question. And I thought it was an awesome suggestion, this person said, and we're going to talk about that. But let's start with my wish list, and then you guys can bring in some of the stuff you wish. And I have a couple here that people have set out. And also I have a shortcut to the Virtual DJ forums, and they have a section of hopes and wishes that in all different areas, and we can take a look at a few of those if nobody really has any questions. But my wish that I want is that I want the ability to edit playlists, databases, and tags via an app on my phone that when my computer then goes online, it can update. So I want that ability to sit back on my phone and move stuff around to a new playlist or tag songs or do something and then have it update on the computer next time that I turn it on. I know that's possible because I know other software that does allow you to do that and work online, build your playlist, all that kind of stuff online, and then it changes over to the software once the software updates. And that's kind of something I'm hoping is coming for virtual. Because today, in this day of age, we do everything mobile, so the ability to control and adjust and do different things like that mobile kind of has to be. This next generation that's coming up, one of the things a lot of people don't realize is they don't own computers anymore. They don't own laptops anymore. They own tablets or mobile devices. That's all they own. And that's something that I think is going to have to be taken into consideration with the software as we move forward, is how many people want to do things on their phone while they're somewhere. And that's one of the things that I was hoping for. You guys can, shout out in the chat and tell me what you think of that or anything else. Like I said, I have some other ones here that some other people have commented on, and I think they're really good ones here. I want to move this over because I'm going to probably want to read this here. Are you moving over? There we go. Okay. So one of the things that someone said is that when you use the online stuff, one of the tools that Virtual has is compatibility. So that means if you have a song loaded, you can hit the compatibility thing and it will give you a list of songs that you have that are compatible. But what it does is it puts them in the middle of the browser, and this person, Sebastian Olosman, O-L-S-M-A-N, said that he wished it was over on one of the side menus, or depending on whether you use the bottom menu or the side menu. And I thought, holy crap, that makes a lot more sense because you're not interrupting your view. And I have Virtual up here, and we're going to show that. We're going to do left screen. There we go. All right, so also, you got to remember when you're doing these updates with Virtual that skins update too all the time. So go in, if you don't do this, go into your menu here, and then down here in extensions, you will see stuff that you need to do, and it will be green, and it will say, let me see if I can do this here, installed, if there's any, nope, nothing needs updated, but they would be green, and it would set update. And one of the things today I did was update. This is the skin I use all the time, and the guy added a whole bunch of more stuff, and then when I got it, and then I of course had to put my logo on it and stuff like that. But one of the things, like I said, that you're able to do with these, and that's one of the cool things that I like about Virtual, is that I'm able to change things how I want. Like, I want to see a lot of songs when I'm mixing. I don't need to see a whole bunch up here, other than the waveforms. But this one, you can change the width of everything. You can just do everything, and I like it. It's called which is it calling it now? Controller 2020 by Denyo, D-E-N-N-Y-O. And there's a lot of different skins with this, just like the stock one, and you can do a lot of things like that. But what the other guy was talking about was the compatibility songs, and that's over here, and it's a click. So I'm going to load, this is a redrum of September. So we load that there. So now I have my browser here with all the things, and if I hit compatible songs, it will then immediately drop songs in there that are within the BPM, the key. As you see, all of the keys match. This is what's called key difference column. So it will show you how many keys off. So it, in that compatibility, is giving you BPM range and stuff that is within the same key. And instead of putting that off to the side, it puts it here in the middle of your browser. So if you were on something searching over here, by clicking on that, it immediately takes it somewhere else, and you have to go back again. So if I put this one up here, and I say I have these here that I want, and I go to compatibility, and it shows me stuff I have, but then when I go back, I have to start over again. And that was something that I thought, wow, that really makes a lot of sense to do that, is to have that ability to pop that onto the side list. Like I said, some people use the side list over here, some people use it on the bottom, and that was one of the things I thought that was kind of cool. We're going to go over and look at another one here. And this is a tough one that somebody made a mention. They said when you, it's Mark Venter, Again, I'm horrible with names. When you export a playlist to a new folder, all of the links change in the original playlist. I use the Denon Prime 4 and Virtual DJ. My Prime has a 1 terabyte internal hard drive, which I export the playlist to. Now all of the songs and references in the playlist, I still use the MCX 8000 for some gigs, and the songs have the famous yellow missing icon. So one of the things that I thought about this when he said this is that depending on how you move things, this is one of the key things that a lot of people don't really take into consideration, is that if you're moving a playlist or something, if you bring up your folder list, like, a folder, like if I go over here and bring this up with stuff that I have there, and, my D drive has my music library. So this is the same stuff as that you're seeing over here, okay? If you move it here, it is going to show the missing icons here. But if you do all your moving, if you're just moving songs from a playlist, if you're moving songs from a file, if you do it all within Virtual DJ, it will track them. But if you do it outside in a thing like this, it will not track them, and that will give you all kinds of problems. So anytime you move stuff, whether it be a playlist or even songs from a playlist to a playlist, do it within Virtual. And if you're moving stuff around in folders, so let's say I go back here, and let's say I'm here, and I go, this song shouldn't be here, it should be in another one, and I move that from over here, go in there, it will not show up correctly. But if I move it within Virtual, it will correct that in the database so that everything matches. So that's something to consider, and I think that's what he's talking about, is that when he starts transferring stuff, it shows up missing, and that's how it shows up missing. But also, one of the things that I think I would want to sit and talk with him to clarify is that there is a big communication missing thing between Denon's stuff and in all software. It is not a smooth transition because Denon, inside their primes, all the different prime units, it has hardware like a computer and software like a DJ program. It has their engine software in there, which is a DJ program. And just like certain things in Serato and Virtual, when it comes to stuff, doesn't exactly match in crisscross, the same way going from Virtual on a computer, even though it is plugged into the Prime, and if you're dragging and dropping, there are steps you have to do not to lose the hierarchy of where stuff's at. And as far as I'm concerned, because I had the Prime 4 in the studio here for about 3 weeks and absolutely hated it, and I knew at that point it wasn't for me, and it was because of issues like that I just was like, I can't do that. Like, one of the things that drove me crazy is that if there is a song on the hard drive that's in the Prime 4 and I want to delete that song, I cannot delete that song unless I hook up my computer to the Prime 4. So little things like that are not adjustable, changeable within Prime, you have to use software. And it has to be done. I don't know if it has to be done now because they did updates since then with the engine software on your laptop. It used to, you had to do it that way. You could not change something in Virtual and have it match on the Prime 4's hard drive as a standalone. It didn't work that way. They may have changed that since then, but that was one of the issues. So those are some things some people want. Did I have anything else there written down? No, those were the only two. If there's anything out there that you want to talk about that you wish, let's talk about it. So I'm opening up the chat now. So if you have something within the thing that you would like to see, yeah, exactly. Nico says, by then you forget the song you wanted to delete. Absolutely. Yeah, it was weird because I was setting up, the reason I had it is I was setting up because I was going to DJ in the Denon booth at the DJ Expo. And I was setting up a scratch set. So stuff with certain BPMs and stuff. And I had a song that I'm like, I'm doing such a fast rotation over that I don't want to do pitch on this. I just want to change the pitch of the song and run it at that pitch so I don't have to change that. And one of the weird things is that I pulled the song out, changed the BPM in Ableton so it matched, put it back in, and it didn't show the BPM difference. it was a difference, but it wouldn't show it. I had to rename that song to load it back in for it then to recognize the change in BPM. So it was stuff like that that just drove me bananas with that. So I don't know. So if there's anything else there, let me know. I wish Virtual DJ has a lighting mode built in like Rekordbox has with their lighting mode with the dongle box. Virtual does. It actually has a couple different things, and they're not the most popular. One of them it has is what's it called? Free crapalicious. What's it called? If you guys know what it's called, let's go here. I'm going to share this while I'm looking here. Left screen. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go other. I don't know if I can do it this way. There's custom mappers, language, pads, other. What is it called? Effects. There is a plugin. I can't think of what it's called, but it's one of the programs they use for controlling lighting. That it works the same way as the other ones do, but it's just different than what a lot of people do. It is required to have a certain protocol for it to work with virtual. I don't know why, but it's a specific protocol that other ones will be moving to in the future. I think I did a video on this a while back because I did a lot of studying and I sat down and talked to the guys with this. I wish I could remember what it's called. Free. What's the lighting thing? Somebody wants to know one of the lighting programs. Is it Free something or other? I can't think of what it's called. I can't believe that I cannot remember what that's called. But it's a lighting thing. But they have that. It's just a little different is all. Someone please shout that out if you know what that is. Let's go up here a little bit further. Nico said, I love the Rain 1 hack using the Denon SC6000 control discs. They're good too, and I'm seeing some people use the 8.5 inch discs on the Rain. They stick out a little bit further, but it gives people more room to do stuff. Yeah, Freestyler. Thank you, Matt. Freestyler, and it is the ArtNet DMX stuff. It's a certain protocol, but Freestyler does work with virtual, and you can control it like that. But getting back to the SC6000, the Rain, I've been seeing some people use the 8-inch discs and putting those on. It sticks out, but it gives you more hand to move on it. Thank you all for shouting out Freestyler. That's it. Yeah, Freestyler's not the greatest, but that stuff does work. And like I said, I think in the future we're going to see more of that. Looking at thing here, grid is simple. Once you set first beat properly, everything else falls in line. I'm not sure what that is there. I wish that Virtual DJ make how to set song beat grid as easily as Serato. I'm not exactly sure what you need, so maybe explain that a little bit better, because virtual, everything is set. So if I grab a song, so I'm going to go down here, and I have YouTube songs that I can play without getting busted on YouTube. And I'm going to drag it up here. It will show beats where they are. All right? But if it's wrong, so let's say it's not right, then I can put that where I think it should be and hit the tap, which is up here, and it will set that first beat, and the rest should follow. That's one of the ways to set it. I've never had a problem with that's all you got to do, but 90% of the time, all you have to do is right-click scan, and it sets it. But if they're off, let's just do this. I'm going to do the tap. So you're seeing all the different things there. I'll tap it slow, and it's going to be off. So they're not even. It's not even right. So I'm going to stop it on the downbeat. All right. So right there's a downbeat. I don't even know if I can grab that from here. Downbeat. Hit the tap. It puts it on that one, and I can go back and I can even scan that from there. And that is this one. And I can go, what's it called? analyze for BPM, and it drops it in spot. And if that's not right, play it and hit the tap. Tap, 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 and it will set it for you. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure. Let me know in the chat. Moving on down here. Moving on down. Moving on down. Moving on down. Moving on down. I don't know if SoundSwitch will work with. It might work with virtual also. There's another one out there that works with virtual controlling the lighting, and I can't think of what it is. Because I DJ in clubs, so I never touch lights or anything like that ever. So, you know. Is it the QLC Plus is the protocol? Because I'm thinking that is the new way. Still not sure what you're talking about the beats there. What I'm saying is I would like Virtual DJ to build a lighting into the software so I don't have to use something like SoundSwitch. Oh, that's possible that they might, because that's something that they do. Or there's gonna. I'm telling you, the way Virtual does, because it's an open source, they're gonna third source it. Because you look at what's the video plugins? What's the video plugins? A televisual and the other two, the telas. Those are third-party plugins that let you do special video things. And it works. You can go to the thing and the virtual thing and download it. It's there. But if they're going to build something in, I would bet you that it's going to be someone else like you who's tired of waiting, builds it themselves, and has it. And there might even be something out there that I don't know about. Because I'm telling you, you can get anything you want out there. I got Serato, a skin that looks like Serato, a skin that looks like Rekordbox that had nothing to do with virtual site. I was able to download it. So there's a lot of stuff you can get. In fact, if you want to pay for that telemedia and televisual 64-bit plugins, you have to go to the guy's site, make a donation, and you get the full access to them. But you can get the free access, which is somewhat limited, and on the virtual site. So there's those things out there. See what else questions with things you would like to do that there. Checking out the things. Seeing what's going on there. Again, throw out any ideas that you think you would want to have, and we'll talk about those. Because, like I said, some of the things might actually be out there. I don't know. Moving on down here. Engines auto loops for DMX lighting is good. Like Rekordbox has lighting built into it, so it's one program to run everything. Again, there might be something there that works, but it works different than what you do. I couldn't, like I said, I don't do lights, so I honestly couldn't tell you about that, and I apologize. Everybody has a weak side to their things, and I know for me, for sure, anything that has to do with DMX and lighting, I am, as my friend used to say, if clues were shoes, I'd be barefoot. I'm clueless about that, so I can't help you much with that. So shout out, like I said, any other things that you'd like maybe to see. One of the things that I think that I've talked about on here several times is that several years ago we heard, it's probably about 3 years ago now, probably 2019 or 2018, we heard that Serato was working on a mobile app version of Serato. And I think that's the way things are going to go, because this next generation, again, people my age do not drive what's cool, as in like what we like doesn't become what's cool, the next generation does. And again, they're ones that use tablets and stuff. So it is going to be something like that. So I think the next big iteration of Serato and other ones will be app version. And this is one of the reasons why I think it will be app version, is because we pay for these programs, but if it's an app, they'll get you every month for a fee. And that's what I think some of them are going to be switching to give you the option. And I'm thinking over the next 10 years, you're going to see all of the programs do like what the algorithm DJ is doing, that they give you a version that does and can work with a laptop, a computer of some sort, and something that works as I got my mic here is switching. There we go. Every once in a while it detouches and then it only goes in one ear. So I'm hearing myself only in my right ear. But I think that's what's going to do, because the algorithm gives you the chance that you can. They just did their thing where it'll do vinyl DVS on a mobile device, so a phone or something like that. And that's why I think some of the stuff is going to. I just think that's the way some of it's going to go. So I expect to see virtual Rekordbox and Serato come out with mobile things, and you will see people DJing off those in the future. Moving on down here. Yeah, the remote app, I have used it. It does work, but I don't trust it. And if you've ever used it, you probably agree with me. It works, but I don't trust it because I've had it lock up and do all kinds of stupid stuff. So a remote app, that's why I think, like I said, if you get the Dejuiced program too, that's another DJ software, Dejuiced, you can do exactly that, to where if you're on the same Wi-Fi, your laptop is going to be the main thing, but you can, on your phone, just drag and load and do things, and it mixes. It is so smooth. So you can control stuff on here, walk over to your computer, set your phone down, and continue on the computer seamlessly on both of them. So that's what I think some of it's going to go to. But the app right now is just, I don't even think I have it on my phone anymore. It was so frustrating that it was, tablet mode for virtual DJ would be nice. Yes, tablet mode. They do have tablet skins out there, so just so that you know, if you go to I forgot that I'm on this little tiny thing. I thought I was on the full screen. I apologize. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna go with skins, and we're gonna type in tablet. So they have different skins that work for touch screens. So if you want to try that, you can install those, but I agree with you that do a full out mode that works that way. I think would be better. Sorry, now I'm on the big screen. Mad that Serato stopped using NS7. Serato has dropped a lot because I have friends that own the which one is it? The Rain 62 that's no longer supported by that. All Serato SL boxes are no longer supported by Serato. So they're making some changes, and it's dropping some of the old school stuff, by the way, and making some people happy. I think there is a Rain skin out there. Somebody was asking me about that, and I think there is. I don't understand that people want skins that look like... no, there is not a Rain one. If I can even type. That people want skins that look like their thing. It's not me. Like I said, I like all that space to be able to do stuff. So, because I'm mixing, and that's the most important thing, is getting to the next song. Because like I said, most places I'm mixing, you're not playing a 3-minute song. You're doing stuff shorter. Yeah, absolutely, Nico. If I'm saying that right, Nico, Nike. I'm so sorry. I'm horrible with names. I've mentioned that before. But yeah, I think, again, we're on hold with all this stuff. And that's where I think some of this new innovation is going to come, is that they're waiting. Just like when Algorithm put out the stems, Virtual had that, they were waiting for the right time. So I think this next mobile thing I think that's coming next. I really do. Yeah, if you do, like I said, someone there's talking about the skins that match the different controllers. There is a buttload of them on the Virtual site, and there are other sites out there that you can get the skins that look like your controllers. I have skins on here that are modular, so I can have a turntable, mixer, and a CDJ on it. And you can change stuff around. There's so much stuff you can do with that. Jumping into DMX with the Prime 2 and OS update. SoundSwitch needs a massive update. Yeah, I don't know a lot of those, like how well they've changed over since they came out. I've only got to use sound switch when it came out at the Expo in 2019. That was the last time I touched it. I don't know a lot about it. Because I'm not sure what you mean by Wi-Fi, the control thing. Yeah, it's to me it's like I had a problem one night where it locked up the computer. Didn't lock up the phone, it locked up the computer, and I had to shut the program down, start it back up to continue. But luckily that night I was just hanging out with friends doing stuff. And I thought, well, I'm not going to stand there. I'll sit on the couch, and that's what I did. And it locked up, and I'm like, no more. Yeah, Rain 62 and Serato's no more. Like I said, the SL boxes in Serato are no more. So, Neko, I will remember that now. Thank you. How do you put DJ logo on the platters? I was waiting for that. I did a whole video on it, and I'll show you real quick here. This skin, the guy who made it, gives you an option to put your logo there. So if I go into here, and I'm going to go into the documents and my virtual DJ folder and skins, which is right here, and the controller DJ 2020. Is it up in that one, or is it? It might be in this one. I don't remember now. Let's see if this is it. Oops. Yeah, this is the old one. It's not the new one. So he gives you a spot right here to put your logo, and that puts it in the center. But that's not the one that I'm running right now. I am running... what's it called? This is it. This is the one that has... And I made different colors. Like I'm running the purple one, as you see right here. That's the purple one. That's what I'm running right now. So if I open this up, you'll see I've put them in the bottom corner. So that's all you got to do is get a PNG and put it on the one that's the image. But like I said, I also made other color ones there. So we have yellow if I wanted to do yellow. I made these all at the same time just so that if I didn't do both of them. So these are two different size skins, and I got to go back and fix that. But that's pretty much all you have to do. And I know I say that's all I have to do, and people are like, oh, I don't understand. I did a video. Go look at it. It's the video out there. Here, mention short. You mentioned short songs. Okay, let's start with that one. A lot of what I have to DJ, I do not play radio edits ever, or rarely ever. I do DJ edits, which have intros and outros, but a lot of times I get the short edits. So if we go back here, and we're going to go back up to make sure because I'm not going to play anything, so I don't get busted for. So if we go back here, and this is all the songs, I do quick edit. And what we're going to look at is quick edits of songs. So if I do the Don O'More Dance Kudo, and then I go look for the regular version, you will see that this one is 3:18 and this one's 2:02. So 2 minutes and 2 seconds from the beginning. So if I go in there, and this is kind of where the song hits, 1:33 minus this here. So if I'm going over to here, that leaves me 18. So it's like 1:10. That's all I'm doing. And every one of these songs, and like I said, and that's what I play most of the time, are short versions of them. And another one here. Single Ladies, 1:31, in and out. Hotel Service by Pitbull, that's a longer one. Cardi B's Up, 1:35. So a lot of those you're in and out so fast. And like I said, that's what you kind of have to do because they get really bored, like at some of the places, especially like a lot of the clubs. Unless it's a hit song where they're doing sing-alongs, you have to be in and out. And I get these versions just so they're easier. I just can jump in and out. That's all there is to it. Do you think Virtual DJ will hook up with BPM Supreme? And the next person after that asks, what do they mean? Okay, so over here on the left, and we're going to do left screen zoomed, you will see streaming services. And Virtual has a buttload of them, and I love the fact that they have this in their online service. And I subscribe to 2 of them. I subscribe to iDJ Pool, which is through virtual, and then I also subscribe to Deezer. And the reason why is the iDJ pool, if I type in something like Drake, it's going to give me DJ edits with markings of like quick and stuff like that. That's why I like this. So I'm able to play quick edits, and you'll see I'm going to drag one of these up. This is streaming. This is not on my service. You'll see how fast it loads. And because I'm doing all my streaming and stuff with you tonight, it's going to load a little slow. But that loads that fast. But if I can't find it in there, Deezer is exactly like Spotify. So it has the album versions, and the same thing here. These are not clean. These are the album versions, and you just drag and drop and see how fast that loaded. He's talking about, will BPM Supreme, like Beatport Link, Beat Source Link, Tidal, all of these, will they become a streaming supplier like this? Because right now they are just a direct download. And I don't know if they will or not. That's a hard say. I would like to see them because I pay for them already. So I hope. That's hard to say because it always comes down to money. You know, if the price is right, they'll be on there with the rest of them. Virtual DJ does have a thing like Serato Flip. There isn't anything that Serato has that Virtual doesn't have. They're plugins, like I said, because you can make everything. So there's plugins for Flip. There's everything you can imagine. I don't use it, but they're out there. Do a little search. Their version of it. If you get a flipped song, somebody flipped a song in Serato, it will show. I downloaded here. It will show up flipped, and you go to whichever one of these. Again, I'm not showing everything here. It'll be one of these things here, and it will show you what's flipped on it. And if you hit the flip, like let's say you have a controller that has a button thing to bring up the flips, it will show on there just the same. So it is identical to that. Color coding is a great idea. I color code a lot. Probably not as much as I should. Like for me, the light blues are mixes that I've done, edits and different things like that. Yellow means there's a good chance that somewhere in there you can only play so long. Red is a dirty edit, stuff like that. A lot of times I'll put notes on there. You can only go so far with them. Tag at the beginning, yeah. So this one is Rihanna's Diamond. It's a remix, but the DJ put his tag at the beginning, so don't do a long intro on that one. So stuff like that, it's good to have out there. Thank you. I use Beat Source Link. Beat Source Link is, I think, is going to be one of the ones in the future. They're now getting their songs edited right to where it's marked clean, dirty, and when they get that down pat, that's going to be the big changer for that, because that's a lot of DJs need to know what they're playing. And I would say last year they started with that, and they're doing a really great job. They're kind of going to be the leader as we go towards the future, I think. I love the other two I have because I absolutely love iDJ pools, because I'm telling you, there are days when a song hits the top 40 that I will go to BPM Supreme and other ones, and they don't have the song yet. I can go to iDJ pool, and they will have a version. So that night, if the song comes out that day, I don't know how they do it, but that night I will be able to play a version of it from iDJ Pool. It blows my mind how they do it, but like I said, I like them. Beat Source love because you can put 1,000 songs saved offline. With iDJ Pool, it's unlimited offline. Like literally, as much as you want offline. You only have to log on once a month to prove that you still have a subscription to keep it there. So you can offline as much as you want. But the Deezer, you can't offline and you can't play. Yeah, you have to be logged in and online to play from Deezer. So each has its own there. But again, I'm a person who thoroughly believes in curating your own library. And those to me are fallbacks when I don't have something, or if I go out and go, hey, I wish I had a long version of this. I only have a short version. That's what those are good for. My little thing's tweaking out on me here. That's why I like them. They're little go-tos there. Next one says, do you do weddings? In your opinion, do you like now the club or wedding, and why? I hate doing weddings more than I can even explain to you. I've never liked them. I don't enjoy them. I don't do them. You got to pay me an ungodly amount of money for me to DJ your wedding. Simple as that. So that's why I don't do weddings. So, like right now, my primary income comes from the 2 casinos in the area. I DJ at those, and that's pretty much it. And I love it. They're great organizations to work for. Absolutely love them. Does Apple Music be one of them? That's the thing that I always said, that if Apple Music tied itself to Serato, game over. Game over. Wouldn't do for me because I don't use Serato and I don't use Apple. That thing keeps tweaking out on me there. There we go. Maybe that'll stay in there. I've got a bad mic. I actually have a backup mic that I got just because of that. I was having trouble with this and I got another one. I haven't put it in there yet. But I don't use Serato and I don't use Apple. But the people who do use Serato are usually always on Macs and use Apple. And if those two paired up, game over. For that end of the industry that uses Apple and Serato, nobody else would compete at that point, I don't think. I think, the Beat Source link and all of those would just go. I would like Virtual DJ to be able to screencast without HDMI needed. I'm not sure you can even, but it would be nice for bar gigs and video screens with no long. I'm pretty sure you can. Because if it comes, I know it can because I've done it before with the Google Chromecast. There was a bar that I DJ'd at, and they had screens behind the bar, and they said, we have this thing here if you want to use it, and I did, and it cast it over there. There's a little delay, but you can also do the delay with virtual. You can tack the words so they match, because there was one of the casinos that I DJ'd at before. The main processing system for all the videos was on the other side of the building. So when I sent a signal to put on the screens in the room that I'm at, it went to the other side of the casino and came back, and they were behind. So I got a click thing to where it would, like a flash on the screen, click, 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 and to where I had to move the lag within virtual. You can do that and make them match. So you definitely can do that with the things. It's just any HDMI out works out of your computer. Yeah. Screen mirror from virtual. That I don't know. I've not done screen mirror. I've just done HDMI out. Yeah. Nego says you can use the Fire Stick Chromecast. Chromecast was the one I used, and that was probably about 4 years ago at the place. It was a little Tuesday night gig. Neat little place on a Tuesday night. Being able to DJ on Tuesday nights kind of like unique and fun. It was just a fun night there. So give it a try. Do some research because there are people out there that use that on the regular. So check in that. Bring your own router. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that if you do what's called an intranet, which is your router and your stuff is on your router, so it's not doing anything, but you're not Wi-Fiing to the internet, but you're Wi-Fiing to each other. That's almost a have to. Dan has one built into his DJ booth, his rolling DJ booth. That's kind of what you have to do for some of those. Again, I don't do a lot of that, so that's not my speciality. So I appreciate that. We got a buttload of people watching tonight. You guys are freaking awesome. I'm so happy you guys like this. That's one of the things, because I sit sometimes and go, why are people paying attention to me? I don't know. Monday night, I ranted about something on the Monday night show, and I felt so bad because I'm probably annoying people by my rant about things, so maybe you find it entertaining, and if so, that's awesome. We still have a couple more minutes left. If you have any more things that you'd like to see your software, it doesn't have to be virtual. It can be Serato, it can be Rekordbox, it can be Algorithm, it can be all the others that I can't think of. Here's something you guys can throw into the chat. How many of you use more than one software? Because I have friends that will use Serato for a certain thing, and if they have a certain type of gig, they will use something else. So let me know if you do that too, that use one software for one thing, another software for another, because I'm kind of curious about that. That was one of the reasons why I went with Virtual DJ in 08 or 09, whichever I bought it. I can't remember now. But I did it because I wanted it to be versatile, and that's why I always make the joke that they should call it versatile DJ. that I didn't know if I was going to do karaoke in the future. I didn't know if I was going to do video in the future. I didn't know what all I was going to do, but I didn't want to have to do 101 things, and that's why I came with virtual, because it just lets me do whatever I want, however I want. And but let me know. Like I said, I have friends that use different things, so throw it in the chat there while we still have a couple more minutes left, and let me know if you use more than one. Be interesting here. VDJ only. Matt Christensen says, thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Let me know also topics you might want for the future or shows. Ms. use virtual DJ. Stop messing with other stuff. Stay there. Mikey Mike, virtual DJ only. I'm guessing most of the people who tune into the show about virtual DJ use virtual DJ only. But again, like I said, I have friends that use different things, and that's fine. I have a friend who, even though you can do karaoke with virtual, prefers another dedicated karaoke software. And that's, again, there's no wrong way. Whatever, you're the one making the money, so make it work for you. Again, that's why, when people say, "Oh, I can't believe you used virtual," trust me, our paychecks are the same. No matter what software you use and what software I use, we're still getting paid the same here. Pablo uses both. Cool. I thought I would drop, but first time I'm Serato only. Okay, cool. Again, so for those of you in Serato, I have a friend who's a big Serato fan, and he's complaining about the fact that they're not doing these updates and they're dropping things. I'm telling you, be patient, because I think they're about to release something that is going to be very modernizing, because it's going to be very interactive with the new Mac chips and different things like that. So be patient. I think they're getting ready to reinvent themselves. So be patient on that. Another one was virtual DJ, primary weddings and stuff, ceremonies, e-DJing for ceremonies, weddings. Okay, cool. Virtual and Serato. Joe, got Tractor. There you go. I tried so hard when I decided to pick softwares. I tried them all out. I tried so hard to make Tractor work for me, because I really liked what you could do with Tractor. And it was like, it was a tough call for me between Tractor and virtual. And I hated Virtual 6. And I ended up going to the expo, and they were giving out, this is how long ago it was, they were giving out CD samplers of Virtual 7. And I got a CD sampler, and when I got home from the expo, tried it out, and I'm like, yeah, this is the one for me. And that's where I started with. So, I'm not even sure what that comment there was about the plungers. There you go. There we go. All right, cool. We're about out of time again. Freaking thank you all for tuning in. You guys, I can't believe how many people tune in and watch this. I don't know what the future's going to hold. I have a lot of stuff coming down the line. If you don't know, I used to be a vocal artist and did a bunch of albums back in the day, and I decided to release my third album, which this month, 20 years ago, I originally released it, and it was on CD. And I put it up on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube Music and all of those. So if you want to go there and search for Michael Joseph in the Mix was the name of the album, you can hear the whole album there, and I have more stuff coming up. Like I said, because I've done a buttload of albums, and I have a bunch of songs that were never released and all kinds of stuff like that. So go check that out. I have a book coming out soon. I'll stop at the Winamp. All right, no Winamp. But I have a book coming out soon. I'm working on the audio book for it now. I have a lot of projects, and my brand's changing a little bit. I'm doing a little bit more self-help stuff in the future. I'm not going to quit this show. I'm not going to quit the Monday night show. I'm not getting out of the business. I want to expand my business a little bit. I want to have these things. So stay tuned for some of these. Like I said, they're happening quick. The album just, like I said, out of the blue, that one dropped, and that's a whole new thing. So it's a little reinvention. I have some other stuff that you will see slowly change in the future for me. So be kind and be patient with me as I make these changes to myself, to my business, and to my brand. Yes, it whips. It whips the llama. That's if you don't know what that is, go look up the Winamps sample, which I hated that so bad. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Lots of more stuff coming on Disc Jockey News. I hope you enjoyed everything. Until next time, take care of yourself, and more importantly, look out for each other. It's a nutso world out there, and it doesn't matter what's going on. If we take care of each other, that's what this country's about. People taking care of each other. It's not about governments. It's not about anything. If we all look out for each other, we're all going to be just fine. And that's the only way I think we're going to be fine, is if we look out for each other. So until next time, God bless.